Hi, Jessica Amir here with the Finance News Network. Joining me from Powerhouse Ventures is its chairman, Russell Yardley. Hi, Russell. Welcome.
Hello, Jessica. How are you?
Good, thanks. First up, for those new to the company, just give us an introduction.
Powerhouse started a decade ago in New Zealand, building relationships with Canterbury University and then all 6 of the research universities in New Zealand, and today are expanding with the 22 universities in Australia. When I first looked at Powerhouse, I got really excited because I saw something unique. I saw something that I hadn't seen in Australia. And what do we have here? We have a company that is finding great science in universities to take out to the world.
Now to your 2017 performance, just tell us about the 100-day plan.
The 100-day plan came out of the fact that 2017 was not the best year that Powerhouse could have had. And the 100-day plan was to look at the investments that we'd made and to sell the best investments that had matured. And SIFT was a very good investment, and we were able to sell that before Christmas for over 10 times what we'd paid for it. And that was followed up by ARC Active, which we got 4 times our money, and there's 2 more that we're working on today. The second aspect of the plan was to really review our investment strategies and our processes to improve how we invest and how we realise those investments for the shareholders. And the third aspect was to really expand into Australia and really work with CSIRO and some of the major universities in Australia to do what we've done so well in New Zealand. And the fourth aspect of the 100-day plan was to in fact build a network, a peer-to-peer learning network of board members, of chief executives and of senior executives to help our portfolio investment companies accelerate their journey.
And tell us about the reporting and accountability.
Powerhouse started out at Canterbury University and had the backing of the Christchurch Development Corporation, and so took a lot of government funding to develop these portfolio companies, which is happening in every country around the world. To be able to realise that, we've needed to really focus on what those companies are doing, and our investments now have very strict milestones as to what our portfolio companies need to achieve to attract further investment and to grow.
And just a little bit more about what you're doing with Australian universities and the CSIRO.
We've approached both New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia, looking at where we need to place our base here in Australia. And Paul Viney and the team have been working with all of the major universities, particularly the University of Melbourne, Monash, Deakin, CSIRO, but in South Australia we've got the UniSA, we're working with the University of Adelaide and Flinders. And what we're trying to do is to be able to repeat the model of what we've done in New Zealand here in Australia.
Thanks, Russell. Now to the portfolio itself. Tell us about the value of the investments and the spread.
When I was joining the board, I asked to meet with 4 critical companies: HydroWorks, CropLogic, Invert Robotics and Motum. And together with SolarBright and Veritide, those 6 companies have provided the great excitement and the real challenges of 2017. HydroWorks, I can't say any more than we've said. It is now in the final stages of liquidation, and that was our biggest investment. Invert Robotics is really exciting. You know, they've just completed a $6 million capital raise. On their share register are some of the most outstanding investors in this country, and one of them particularly I would judge as the best investor that I've ever seen in Australia. Motum is an exciting company because it's in the augmented reality space, and that is booming around the world. And we have some terrific technology in Motum, and Powerhouse is funding the sale of that IP internationally. And so that's just some of a taste of the 25 companies that we've got in our portfolio.
Now tell us about the new additions, disposals, and what are your targeted sales? We
really examined every investment, and we looked at those where we had little influence, where our shareholding was small, or where our model really no longer applied. And so we've exited 2, and there's probably another 2 that we'll announce very shortly. But in addition to that, we've added 4 new companies. So we've still got 25 exciting companies in our portfolio.
And what has the portfolio returned since inception?
Traditionally, the portfolio has returned about 30% year on year. And today, the portfolio, with the write back from Hydroworks, is currently the NTA is about $15 million. With an imminent announcement in February, I can't be more precise than that.
Last question, Russell. What's your focus for the next 6 months? And remind us your long-term ambition for the company.
To help our portfolio investment companies accelerate their journey, to be able to do more faster, to be able to become and win their global categories.
Well, Russell Yardley, an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for the update.
Thank you, Jessica.